Okay.
Of course.
So I started recording. So guys, we're just started recording, and we're in the middle of beginning of the game of between Pigna and Atari. So far, we've had a very, I think, a pie that is okay for red. I would have chosen red, and we had the Atari who decided to keep white, and then now red has kind of started playing a kind of a modified form of the line attack, where red just plays in a big line and blocking white's expansion into a triangle. So they played a couple more moves. Let's see what happened.
This last move from Pia on B9 is really scary because all incoming lines of sight from white cannot really go inside this small prism structure in the bottom. And then for like very limited territory is left for white. I hope he plays something like D7 so he can expand a bit.
Or D10.
The left side of the board.
Yeah.
D10. Let me see D10.
Well, I'm just thinking because I can see that white can get inside if white plays something like D10, and then this turns a lot of red dominated cells into contested cells, and white gets access to some parts. D10. It's like the only way to get really inside of red's zone.
But what are the follow-ups after D10? Everything that D10 could connect to in the bottom is already blocked by red.
Even if actually there's one move.
Yes, exactly. He played D7. He played D7. But maybe it is too shallow.
D7 has two ways of getting into the moyo. The red's moyo on the lower left. But unfortunately, I mean, like one of the lines of sight was already there before. So what this does is it creates one new line of sight, which can be blocked by red. So if I was red, maybe I might block it. But if white forces red to defend such a I mean, it's not a small moyo, but it is not half the board. So if white...
Yes.
So white may be strategically getting red to act too territorial early in the game. So going back a couple moves.
I think also D10 that you were proposing was a bit scary because it was a one stack. And D7 is a two stack, which you already want to be placing in this part of, like in this time. Yes, he blocked one of his lines of sight.
I didn't see the move yet.
The more important one.
The new line of sight has been blocked because
yes.
Pigna now really strongly controls the lower left side. I mean, almost every cell in the lower left is dominated by red.
Right, and now he has like really nice lines of sight on O and F.
Yeah.
that can intersect the potential white territory, which is very open.
Yes. But of course, the reason why it's more open is because they have the same number of stacks on the board, and it's a bigger space that white is attempting to guard at this moment.
It is not really the same because red just played. So it is up to white to...
That's true. And I think if I were white, I would play on the F. I would just block off red's F. And exactly what he did.
Okay, yes, that's what he's doing.
And this looks very
amazing,
nice.
Alek. You wanted to predict some things today, so you're making it in Tumbleweed.
Yes, and now what this has done is create a nice vector invasion point on M14.
Perfect. Yes, it is.
But of course,
it has two lines of sight on M14.
But if red plays on M13, that not only blocks this invasion point, but will also attack the one
Attack
stack
one.
on M11. So if red does something kind of pointless, let's just like do this, and then we get.
I feel like they don't really have to make so many decisions in this game.
So we kind of figured it out what they want to be doing.
Yes.
And that's the
So
thing about Tumbleweed that I
now
really
one stack
love.
on M11 has 2 lines of sight. And for those of you who are new to Tumbleweed, there are multiple ways to defend. You can defend by blocking one of the lines of sight on L11 or on M12. You can build additional lines of sight on your stacks,
But
and
that
you
wouldn't.
also can capture. But only one way is possible now, which
Right.
is actually blocking the lines of sight.
Right.
Because all other ways will be too slow.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because creating a new white line of sight still does not make there enough so that white would be able to recapture. So then red
Yes,
would still be
yes.
able to make a bigger stack, and white needs 3 lines of sight to replace red's 2 stack in that location. And there's nothing of reds that can be captured immediately right now. Only thing that can be captured.
But what happened? Yes, but red can keep attacking this one stack on M11 even after one of the lines is blocked, whether on L11 or M12, by placing on or13. So R13 will create one more attacking point.
Yeah, so that means
And
that
all the defenses will be no the next defenses will be a two stacks already.
yeah,
But still red will
if
start surrounding the white.
if white plays M12 and red, as you say, plays O13, then no matter what, all the rest of the defenses are 2 stacks.
Yes, which is quite nice.
But that still requires white to play a 1 stack. I think Atari is thinking hard.
I just really wish this O13 was blocked way before, but it was still a 1 stack, so it will run into the same problem because I really don't want Pigna to get into the red or right portion of the board.
You don't want Pigna, but you're biased, Polina.
Yes, okay.
So actually, Atari has thought very hard. He's reflected on his mistakes on the first move of the game, and now he has chosen to make a very pragmatic defensive move. I mean, I think that it's very smart to try to fight for the survival of all of your stacks, even if it means that you have to sacrifice more stacks later.
This is very philosophical because some of your stacks will anyway die, and it's important to take the decision if you cannot really save them anymore and move on. But in this point, I actually think that it is smart, and I also really like that Atari now starts placing stacks right next to each other, so they are adjacent and they have more defensive power.
Yes, that is true. And one of the things is about so white could have given up this location and said, you know what, this stack's gonna die anyway, and maybe I just focus on a different part of the board. But the thing is, once red gets there, then there's another. It becomes a chain reaction, and the 2 stack behind it is under attack. And what happens is what has basically decided is I'm going to make red spend a lot of extra tempo if they want to capture this area, so it becomes less attractive to capture this area. Because each capture is buffered by another capture behind it, so it's takes a bunch of extra time. But I do think that in this position now, if we look at the spheres of influence, red's moyo is looking red's zone is looking increasingly dangerous. Even if it's not a majority of the board, it's too uncontested. So white needs to do something to get in there. This is just my opinion, but red, obviously you can see red has enough lines of sight where red can get into white's zone no matter what. But white only
Yes,
has
yes,
one or two ways to get in there now, and they're both very dangerous.
yes. So what I don't like about, we didn't really discuss the previous move of Pigna, which was on L12, and this is something we didn't really discuss during our um, when we were thinking how to defend M11. So now M12 is under attack, and this was essentially like a bit of wasted tempo for Atari,
May
I guess.
Maybe. Oh, somebody's calling me, but I'm going to decline the call now, and I'll call them later.
So if Pigna decides to capture, then Atari can go on M15. But I guess that Pigna will actually block M15.
Yeah, Pena did not take the bait. So actually, Atari wished that Pena would capture, so that Atari could go on N15. But Atari really preferred to have the strong wall, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
this
think I would also prefer to do that.
I might capture, just because I love to, that I love to capture.
Mm, yes, these are very different styles.
Yeah, and this is one of the things I love is that like really you can see people's styles. It is worthy to note that currently the score is totally even.
Exactly.
And we're seeing how red is playing a territorial game, and white is playing something more of like a big sprawling moyo. I mean, if white is able to defend all this, this would be a miracle. But this is a very nice double purpose move by white. White says, look, you can't attack, you don't get to capture my one stack, and at the same time,
Yes,
I
because what? Mm-hmm.
I have a new way into your moyo that you need to defend. So now when red inevitably defends, white will still be on the move, and white will have sente one, like white will have the initiative to play. So um, back here, um, what red had done was played a move here where on L12 when red played L12 what L12 really did was attack the defender. So white had previously played this move on M13 or M12 to defend another one stack. Red put a stack down to attack the stack that defended the previous stack. So this is pretty cool.
Yes, but what K10 did, it was, I really like this way of defending because it is very indirect. I mean, sort of direct, but also indirect because it just puts additional line of sight, which makes the capture a suicide move for the opponent.
Exactly.
And then you were right that it was a multi-purpose move, which was blocked by Pigna.
Now, yeah.
But
So
why J8?
J8, I think white was feeling the pressure that red had all these lines of sight into the right side. And so white was saying, like, I want a wall too.
But for example, the line of sight from J10 would not result in a two stack, and maybe it was better to block somewhere on E7
E7. Yeah.
to
I
prevent this two stack on B4, which I really don't like. But let's see if B4 can B4 actually reconnect to something on the right, and the answer is no.
no. No, just barely. Just barely. Just barely not. But
I
this is
mean, placing some one stacks will already be annoying. One stack on K4 will already be annoying and will allow many more other things later.
I don't know what to do exactly, like what you should focus on as white. The thing is, there's not even any good way. One thing that might be nice for white to do now is play something like, yeah, exactly, C or D10.
Yes, exactly. This is an attack of chess players.
It is a chess kind of attack, but the thing is, it
Yes.
while it does put a direct attack on. Okay, so of course Pina has just defended, so this is fine. And while defending, Pina has also created a new line of sight into the right, which
Created a new line of sight.
so
Yes,
they must be
and now it. Mhm.
they must be careful. But one thing I wonder is if it's even worth it at this point for Atari to try to go farther into the bottom left, or if it's really a lost cause, because there is the cut. So I like the cut. It threatens to capture.
Yeah,
Um,
he keeps threatening, so Pina needs to defend.
but actually, Pina probably doesn't need to defend. Actually, no. If he doesn't defend, then the one stack also. But Pina has a great
But
defense.
now Pina's F9 was under attack.
But I know. But if F9, if he just decided not to worry about F9, then also I9 would be under attack after that, because then the third line of sight
Exactly.
would be broken. But it doesn't matter because Pina has defended really well.
I mean, this is a good defense. He blocked the line of sight. It's very classical, but but he expanded his territory just a tiny bit.
Right, but all he needs now is strength. He just needs
No,
to.
he also needs to expand. He still needs to
Mm,
expand and get some other
that's true.
territory
White
because
still is
this.
on the move. You're right. You're right. It's still White's
Yeah.
initiative. So, but what is White's next attacking move? Because right now I don't see very many moves which do an actual like attack for White.
Hmm.
Uh, it looks like the piece on that we would all like to attack on F9 is just safe from attacks, as I can see. Like no single move can directly attack it. So we need to find a different target.
Right, but this will be B7.
B
B7 will be.
B7. B7 is interesting because also if B7 if B9 is captured, then White has a chance of neutralizing some of Red's influence on the lower left, and the invasion becomes really feasible. So I do agree that B7 would have been a really nice move because after like Red has to do something. Red would probably defend
Yes,
here.
because now red can play B7 actually, and then exactly.
So instead of B7, White has played D6, which somehow, if I look at the influence, it really mostly seems to have an impact also on the. Never mind. For some reason, I thought it affected the right a lot more. I don't really see the I don't really see the the immediate utility of this move. I almost think that E7 or instead of D6.
E7.
I don't.
But
Actually, I don't know. Maybe he is.
no, E7 is scary because it
It can
can get.
also be attacked. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
That's interesting. Why did Vinny decide to attack D10? It's just a one stack.
because Pina knows that he's he's basically closing up shop for this.
But this is also something for neutral.
Yeah,
This
exactly. He can
created
also
one
capture
more
the
line
neutral.
for neutral, and neutral can be captured, which is Usually we don't consider capturing neutral as a goal by itself.
No, but in this case, capturing the neutral
But
is
it
really good because it opens up 2 new lines of sight.
yes. So one stack can be protected, I think.
Not
Can be
only
protected by E10.
the other important thing to note about this move was that previously, this H14 was contested, so White could technically play there and not be immediately captured. It would not be a suicide move. And actually,
Mm,
after Red plays there, several contested areas in Red's now territory, essentially, um,
mm.
are solidified to be under Red's control. I mean, I think it's a very efficient move that cleans up all the loose ends in a certain part of the board.
Yeah, I wonder if Pigna really calculated this in his head, or he had also the editor open. Because this editor option that Atari has created um, really helps to see this contested cells
Yeah,
and how to close this.
this is the
This is
first
very
time
clean.
I've ever looked at the editor while like a game is going, and it is so useful.
All right.
But I think that Pena can find this move independently of the editor because uh, it's a multi-purpose move. It attacks the one stack and it gets the neutral. That reason alone would be enough to make me play it. Although, honestly, I would be playing G4. I would not waste my time on the lower left. I would be expanding out. I would play G4.
Okay, we have a comment from Desperis. I think I10 would have done the same job as K10, but it would have blocked the line of sight inside White's Moyo. I10 instead of K10. K10 was a two stack, and Desperis suggests to play I10.
I10. K10.
But we need to go back and see what was the position at that point, because I see that I10 is not possible, but after K10, yes, I10 was still.
At the time, if we go to K10,
But
I10 would be a suicide move.
yes, but I10 was, yes, I10 had two lines of sight
So the way I'm
from
understanding
red,
this would be impossible.
side from white, so it was not possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
So red has made a move.
Yes. What?
Oh, so white has made a move too. What did white do? White played what you wanted actually.
D7.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Hang on.
Right. But at this point, because H14 was played before, D7 is no longer good, because the only defense from this one. But I mean, okay, D10 was already under attack, but now it put like additional line of sight on D10. D10 is definitely just that.
Yeah,
So I
this
think
move
it's
would have been a lot
like
better to be played earlier.
I'm got into this. I play myself. I'm caught into this thinking like, should I attack if it, like the defense move would opponent? And then I'm like, I'm not really attacking.
If the defense would be strong, then you don't want to attack?
If I see that the defense of the opponent is going to help them so much in the game, so they will
Right.
get stronger after defending after my attack. So I'm thinking maybe I should not attack, and I should not really motivate them to play this defensive move.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or like force them.
Right. I think that in general you don't want to help the opponent to make the good moves. You don't want to
Yes.
make
Yes.
their good moves look like good moves. You want to make their good moves look like bad moves.
Right.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
if you
So
have a
for now,
series, if you have a series of attacks that you can like force them to defend, and maybe some of their defenses will be good moves, some of their defenses will be uncomfortable moves. If you have a sequence like that, then it might be worth it sometimes.
Yeah. So for now, I think that D10 and D9 are very hard to protect. Yes, and I just wanted to say that I think the only good move is D4, and he just played it. Amazing. D4 is an attack on B4, and B4 is the annoying red stack, and now all his lines of sight were blocked.
Maybe that was the point of B7 at this time point anyway.
Mm.
Maybe he knew that he would sacrifice the one
so
stack.
It
Right.
right.
I mean,
So B4 still can be defended by one stacks, but this is gonna be hard and it's gonna be fighting.
yep. So of course, there's only one move if red wants to defend. That would have to be one stack at C5. He just did it. So.
But why C5? C4 also would work, right?
It's a suicide.
Or
no.
Ah, okay, yes.
So the question now would be for white: is it better to attack the one stack that was played in defense by maybe, for instance, like playing a wall, like D5 or F5 or something like that, G5, even something farther away? I think G5 looks really nice. It blocks all of the. Imagine G5 for white. It puts the herd on the one stack, and it blocks two lines of sight.
It blocks two lines of sight. This is perfect.
One thing that D4 also does is it eyes the neutral. So if white gets one more lines of sight on the neutral, red will be compelled to take the neutral if red really wants the neutral. And by the time white gets these lines of sight on the neutral, then red capturing the neutral becomes less valuable anyway.
Yes. Because it does not allow to expand more lines of sight.
Exactly.
This is very interesting. Do you think? Yes.
What happened?
Atari just played.
Oh my god! Atari just played exactly the move I'm thinking of.
Exactly the move we were thinking about.
Yeah.
This was really the best move, probably.
I think it's a great move. Because it's
a great move.
When you see it in the editor, it just. White starts, like, controlling a lot of territory in the upper right. And now, like, white's kind of fence has become very strong. Okay, so red captured the neutral. Red did not even.
White has an opportunity now to capture C5.
Yes, but white doesn't need to. I don't think white needs to really hurry to capture that stack. What I would be more worried about is eliminating the new line of sight that red has just created into the upper right.
Yes, essentially H6 and L10 are very good territorial, like the moves that allow white to protect the territory.
I think H2 might be interesting.
H2?
Yeah, so.
Okay, so make it more long range.
Because it also deprives red of some of the lines of sights on the right side, but not the whole lines, of course. Okay, red has decided to just make a very simple, solid territorial move.
Because for red, what is now a scary and annoying move will be something like O8, because this will put J8 under attack.
Oh yeah.
And this will this will force white to play, like, it will reduce white's territory, I think.
You think so?
It will not be so So if red plays O8,
and then
yes,
followed up by L5.
yes.
It doesn't look nice.
Because white would need to protect the J8,
And then
and
followed.
this will gain the initiative for red.
Oh yeah, and also once red plays L5.
Yes, he did exactly the same. Oh my god.
This is the thing about Tumbleweed is that sometimes in many positions it just feels like there is a move. There's like a move on the board that is the move that should be played.
Yes, but I think this is the game when essentially there are not so many. Some games, are just crazy. Like so many things are going on the board that you cannot decide what to do first. But in this very game, it's actually quite clear what is the agenda.
Yes, and
Like what's going on
honestly,
right now.
right. And I believe that this has to do with the styles of Pigna and
Mm.
Atari. They're both, I think, very classical players, whatever that means. They're,
Yes, so that's what I meant by reduction. Is that now I think Atari did a very good defense because he defended the territory to its maximum. So he placed the stack right next to the white. So now J8 cannot be captured, but what red can do, he can start playing like O9 and like all these two stacks
L5.
on the very edge, and these two stacks will be very stable because they are on the edge. They don't need so many lines of sight to be. They need, essentially, there is no room for more lines of sight
Right,
if you are on the edge.
right. And one thing to note is that L5 actually also puts,
L5.
yeah, L5.
L5, I didn't see it. Yes. Oh my God, this is so. I would be so mad. Oh,
Because that puts F5 in danger. So to me, this is the move.
and look, it's also L11 just
Just became a thing. Yeah, just became a thing.
a three stack, and then this will be like a very big reduction of white's
Mm,
territory.
mm, mm.
No, come on. Mm.
Well, this is White's fault for not having a solid wall in the beginning and getting.
But of course, you can say that. But he didn't have like he was doing something more urgent at that point. He didn't have opportunity to build up that wall.
He did a great job of building a wall that's humongous, and Red is actually. We can view this as Red desperately doing his last chances at invasion.
But this invasion is actually scary. Like this invasion will work
Yeah.
potential. So now, like, what would you choose if you were white? Would you choose to place?
I would
Yeah,
probably
to
capture
okay,
on C. Yeah, exactly. Because the thing
yeah,
is,
C5.
capturing
Okay,
on C5 opens up some moves in the lower left again. I think.
true, but they are not so deep these moves. And
No, they're not so deep.
if this small group of M11, M12, and N12 is eliminated, this is really big. This takes a huge chunk of white's potential territory.
Uh,
Like if he plays L11 now, then
mm,
this will be messed up. This will be just messed up.
mm,
I don't know what was more dangerous.
actually, I don't see that it's a huge problem for White. If White just plays L10 afterwards, um, and basically forces Red to capture something, and then
Mm,
plays M6, and then just cleans up. White is still super ahead, I think.
okay.
So White chose to capture. I think that I would have done
Atari
the
says
same.
first capture on move 38. Ha ha ha! Yes, first capture on move 38 for Atari.
So did but it but
Was it really? But then he says H8.
that's
I
just the
wonder H8.
neutral. So I mean, did Pigna capture any stacks? I guess not. Such an intense game with no captures.
Pina didn't go. After L5. Pigna didn't move yet.
I'm saying that I'm asking whether Pina has captured anything the whole game.
Ah, at all?
Right.
No.
That's interesting.
This interesting. Yes.
So I'll undo this variation because it hasn't happened yet. I do think, I mean, after this capture, White has 90, almost 90 points on the board. I mean, I know that it doesn't mean so much at this point.
Pigna didn't go for a 3-stack.
No, Pina doesn't need to, because Pina is also still attacking on K10, still being attacked. But I do think it's maybe a bit bigger move to play this kind of side move because it increases the chances that this invasion will live.
But still, it is very easily blocked. And White solidifies as the territory, right? If it is blocked on N10, that's fine. Everything is fine.
N10, yeah. That may be true. Although
maybe true, but
then still
J5
the 3-stack
J5 will be available for red.
Yeah, which is another attack.
Precisely.
Which is so brutal because once you have like this kind of link on the third line, then I think that you're bound to make a living invasion. And you start getting these lines of sight. I mean, you get kind of like a well-formed
So what
network.
will be the great? Yes. So ability to place a 3-stack if you are invading. This is something crucial, right?
Yes, you need to be able to play a 3-stack.
That one needs to aim for
Yeah.
to have a successful invasion.
Yeah, a 3-stack on the edge, really nice. A 3-stack on the one away from the edge is also super nice because it's still really hard to attack.
Yeah, but 3-stack on the third line from the edge, this is just
amazing.
Killing.
Yeah, just getting any 3-stacks anywhere really help.
If I'm Atari, I would be so mad.
No, because if I was Atari, then I would be very zen about all this because he's won so many Go games that he doesn't need to win anymore. I don't think it matters. But why did he decide to do it this way? Maybe to block the potential for Red's 3-stack. I mean, I see that. I think that I wonder what if Atari is thinking that he can let Red survive and still win. But also, White has 2 ways to capture the 1-stack. The way I see it, okay, let's say Red doesn't do something. Let's just, I don't know, whatever. And then now, White can play a 2-stack here on N7. White can also play a 2-stack here on O9. Either way, it looks very damaging to Red's invasion. Okay, so we got to move. Red has played what Polina has.
J5.
Yep, Polina has predicted correctly, and of course, this is really important to know that J8 is now under attack.
Yes, and this is the type of attack I would miss. So now, by analyzing this game, I am also learning to actually see this attack because I would just assume that my wall is all safe and sound. But actually, these 2 stacks in the middle of the wall, they can be attacked by this. This is not even a long range attack, but I would just assume that the wall is safe, and I would not check it, which is you should never do. You should always check the new lines of sight from the stack that opponent just played, just to it will save you so much frustration.
Okay, so Atari did check, and he had to play a very painful defensive move. I mean, to me, this
painful.
Yeah, it doesn't look nice
because it is inside the moyo.
It's inside the moyo, and it doesn't do anything to really cut off red from itself. So all the invasion is kind of still intact. The network for red is still present. It was really
Yes,
purely
because
defensive move. It doesn't open up any.
L7
It doesn't open
is
up
a
any new
three
lines of
stack.
sights. It doesn't like. It was just purely necessary. This is. I think that Atari is probably thinking the same thing. He was like, I didn't really want to
It
play this
actually
move.
does. It actually does. It expands the territory like F2 becomes a 3 stack. Maybe it will be necessary later.
Okay, hang on. Let
So
me just play
it's
again.
not that bad.
F2 becomes a 3 stack. I don't really think that matters.
But I mean, yes, I would probably, if I would miss this attack, I know already, but I think this is a good move to defend.
One thing it does make, I will agree with Polina here, it means that O11 for white becomes a 2 stack. So now, instead of being dominated by red, white can play here and try to regain some control on O10.
Do you think we should regulate the use of editor during playing? I mean, we cannot really control it, but it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I think we have to probably. The thing was, at least we don't have bots that can beat people. That's convenient. We don't have to regulate any use of AI. But the editor alone will definitely enhances the ability of people to visualize the. I really like the what it offers, and I feel like if two people are both are using the editor, then they can really make some good high quality Tumbleweed games.
Yes, exactly, because they will not make
Mistakes.
mistakes.
Oh, red plays a really cool move. Do you see it, Polina?
Yes, I see it is K5. I'm trying to understand why is it so cool.
To me, if you look at it in the editor, it now controls a little portion of the right side for red. So, I mean, it's deeply red in the right side, in the middle of the right hand upper.
But then Atari really needs to play something like M6 right now.
Atari or oh yeah, Atari needs to play something like M6. I think you. I don't know exactly how to handle this. Let me just think.
Because okay, there might be some 3 stacks, but if they are not on the edge, and if you try to for example capture or 8, then it will reduce the red's invasion.
Yeah, I think that the right corner could be brought back all to be white, and if that happens, then it's almost like white is damaging red's invasion from the inside out, and then that really weakens the network ability to make high stacks.
Yes. Okay. This is not a double attack, but it is attack on a 08. Atari just played 09.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, this. I probably would have done N7, but this is about almost equivalent.
And Pigna says nice. I don't know. Does he say nice when he's appreciating the move?
I'm sure he's appreciating the quality of Atari's move.
The quality. Yes, but 3 stacks on K6 are just so dangerous.
Are there 3 stacks on K6?
Yes, look at it.
Ah.
After the move that you so liked, K6 is a 3 stack,
Yeah.
and
Do you think he'll do that?
M8
Does
and
does red have
L7 is
any
3 stack.
more actually does red have any more moves that attack white's wall? They can get moves in Sente before playing the 3 stack. So for instance, instead of the 3 stack immediately, no, not really.
No, not really.
Mm, okay. There's also a 3 stack on
I,
L7.
I I
There's,
think it would be N9
look
before.
look look at L7.
I know L7, yes.
3 stack.
I know.
This looks
But
even like more scary to me than K6 because it seems to control more like even more
mhm.
territory for red on the right.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. This is an attack. This is an attack you were asking for.
Oh,
G1.
wow.
G1. Ouch. Ouch.
uh, is this what? G1, not F1. Okay.
G1. But okay, okay. This is again the situation. Atari now plays G2, and then J5 is
Hmm.
under attack.
That's true.
This is the defense that puts red stacks under attack.
But
This is
maybe
something that
yeah, this is the move that helps the opponent. But I
in
wonder
my opinion.
maybe. But if that's true, maybe like Pigna could still be using that 2 stack as bait.
Exactly. Because if he plays B1, this is something that would make me so mad. B1 will be just
Ooh.
breaking the wing. It will
Yeah,
be
it'd
it
be
will be
breaking the
sort of
wing. Yeah. Yes, you're totally right.
B1 will put K10 under attack. And now for Atari, this is really difficult choice.
It doesn't
What
just
to do? To block the line of sight on
mm,
B1
mm,
or to actually protect.
capture B4.
Ay, ay, ay. I hate this. I mean, I love Tumbleweed for the thing that it will be so like I will get so emotional about it.
Mm. Yeah, I can't decide whether capture. So we've predicted correctly that G2 would occur. Um, and now the question
And
is,
now just see. Now he will play B1. I would play B1. This is something.
I would maybe like I would probably wrongly play something like no, but B1 also makes he
B1
makes.
is a two stack on the edge
I know, it's
in the
awesome.
white territory,
It's awesome.
attacking. It's
Mm-mm.
an awesome move.
Yeah, and it
Do you think
also
do you think Pina predicted that?
I don't think so. I think you only
All
think
right, all right. But Pina also has a choice to protect J5 or to play B1. J5 is under attack.
yeah, I might play the 3 stack like we were talking about on the right side to save my invasion because I would be small. I would be small-minded. I would be thinking like I would be because I invested energy and time into this right side invasion. Oh,
Mm.
Pina played a different 3 stack. This is
Oh,
kind of what I was talking about. Using the two
because
stack on
G4
J5
is under
as
attack
bait,
now.
and then J4 is a 3 stack, and now it's like this. He's saying that like if White spends the extra move to capture, then he'll probably live in the upper
Mm.
right with a move like H2 or H1 or
Yeah,
something. But the
yeah,
thing is, B1 also puts 2 red lines of sight on G1, which is right now a 1 stack with only 1 red line of sight. It needs 2 to be able to be reinforced later if White is to attack it, because it will
yeah.
be attacked.
hmm But now what happened because Pina actually played on J4, he created these multiple forks of decisions that now players can think about. Like
Oh,
now this game,
no.
what happened?
Because J4 also, yeah, because J4 puts D4 under attack.
Yeah, I told you that. Yeah, D4 was under
Oh, I
attack.
didn't
Yes.
realize. Okay, I'm behind now. Hang on. We did not correctly predict about this.
but my point was that they created all these multiple threats over the board and they didn't really capture them, and then it creates all these multiple options. So like, what should I do? What is more important for me?
Yeah.
And all of this builds up the pressure in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would go for a cap. I think capture is good. Yes, capture is good because capture just eliminated the potential of B1,
Yeah.
and then D4 is safe. I think this was a good time to capture.
Yeah. It basically made red reinforced? Why? What?
Okay, this reinforcement is kind of cool,
It's pretty cool.
but I don't know if that was necessary. Currently, it is. Would you say it's on the sharp edge or on the blunt edge?
It's so easily
Corner.
cut. It's so easily cut. So I would say
It's not easily cut, is it? Okay, it is easily cut.
it's
Yes, okay,
easily
okay,
cut.
okay.
So it's on a sharp edge.
Yes. So by just N9, it becomes under attack.
Exactly.
And N9 is a double attack. Would you play it?
Oh wow. M what? Hang on.
N9.
N9. A 4-stack.
It is a 4-stack, yes. And it's a double attack.
I would play instead M8.
Mm.
I don't know why, but I just would prefer to play a 3-stack over a 4-stack. It's more elegant to me.
And more new lines of sight, or
In theory, yeah.
not really?
And that's exactly what Atari has.
Okay, yes, he did that.
So now both J5 and O10 are under attack.
Yes. All right, Pigna, what do you
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Upper right corner. He got the territory in upper right corner, and it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 points at least, right? I don't think he will lose K6, K5.
It's actually just
K5 is rather stable.
It's just not enough. It's just not enough. Even if he gets 10 points in the upper right, white will still just... And this is kind of what we were saying a little earlier, was that red focused so much on the lower left, and white, like, didn't really care to defend so strongly in any particular area, but just spread a lot.
No, white was protecting.
Okay, white was protecting.
White game was quite protective.
No, but white was not. White was not protecting any particular area as much as red was protecting the lower left. You can at least grant me that.
Yeah, that I agree. And Pigna is being super aggressive.
It's this aggressive.
He keeps attacking white.
It's because
I mean that's what you're supposed to do if you really want to expand. Then if can G2 cannot even be reinforced? No.
G2?
G2 is under attack. G2 can be protected by I4.
But I4 is the answer here. I mean, or no, do they just capture? No, they just capture on J5. That's the point. And then they go apple picking.
Ah, yes.
Then K5 is under attack after that.
Ah, it is apple picking.
Well, it's not really, but it is kind of, yeah, because the thing is K5 is not defensible.
No, not. Yeah. So this was a mistake from Pigna.
I think Pigna screwed up.
He should have played K4 to be able to reinforce K5.
Wow. Ooh, this is really painful for Pigna.
In this very situation, yes. Invasion. Not even 10 points. And look, this style I really like. I really like the style. Yes, Pigna says, damn, first reinforced before move 5. What? Move 50. Windows 95 joined the game. I really like how Atari didn't have to make so many captures.
Well, neither of them made that many captures.
To lead the game.
There was a
Because in
lot
the
of
beginning, when we were testing Tumbleweed, I got the impression that if you do so many more captures than your opponent, you are eventually going to win. So I was thinking captures is the only way to win, but actually no. So there are so many more different ways to claim the territory.
I agree, but I
But
don't want people to start getting the idea that sometimes it's not really good to capture because it can be.
no, 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 no. But the captures also don't have to be immediate.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Pina is picking something that was already dead. So I think Atari gave up these pieces long, long ago.
But it also does create the next attack on the next on the two stack right above it.
But both of them were sort of dead. I think
Yeah,
there is a need to seal this portion a little bit by playing C8 or yeah, C8 will be a three stack for now.
for white.
Would it be on a sharp eight? Sharp corner. Would it be a sharp corner?
It would be, but not if.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it would be. But actually, no, because so for instance, if white plays here, and then red captures,
Here
then
where?
then a7 puts a7 would then capture the
Mm.
two stack. So white would get a little bit of edge in on, but it's too small. I mean, well, first of all, white doesn't care about points at this time. White is a little bit super ahead, so
I would not say it is super ahead. No, seriously, it is what seven controlled cells and just two own cells. It's not so ahead.
but the
It
thing
can be
is,
flipped.
I don't see what can be done because also red has not even addressed the fact that white can just capture k5 and then after that, what else falls? I mean, the
Mm.
G1 is completely non-defensible, so I don't even know. Okay, so A1 has been played, which essentially is white saying, "Look, I'm going to play on A7. Eventually, I'll get your two stack on B8 probably, and I also get G1."
Yes, Giovanni is under attack after this. I think this is a move to show that the invasion from red didn't work at all.
Mm,
Which is still possible. He still can play K4.
yeah.
Hmm. I don't know. I think it was important to put something C8 that we were discussing because after D9 is captured, this C8 is not possible to put a three stack. Then he loses, I don't know, 3 points or so.
I think, Polina, we were wrong a little bit. I mean, of course, the whites move on A1 does everything we said it does, but Pina just said, "Damn, you saw it," meaning that actually Pina wanted to play on A1, and Pina wanted to do an attack
Because it was mm,
on D4 in Sente, and then play some
yeah,
moves along the left
wow. I
side.
would never see it. I would never see it. Yes, it was contested, right? So it was
Mm-hmm.
one stack for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, super smart.
They are on a they're really thinking like on a nice level. Like they're
Hmm.
thinking about all sorts of different ways to get into each other's zone at this point, and
Yes.
they're also doing everything it takes to block. Wow, like I didn't even consider this move. So what this but I do think it is but I don't see it working. I don't see it working. Unless what are we talking about here? If so say okay, so red has played I2 and I assume white can just capture on G1 now. Because this is not an attack. Now, the thing is, after this, h2 is under attack, and there's no defense. Red can play like a really nice stack on n7, which is a multi-purpose. It's a double attack.
How n7 is a double attack?
A double attack.
Oh, okay, yes.
After
It
I2,
would I7 would I7 it attacks, and what else?
the other one is n8.
Okay.
Which, if n8 falls, I mean, then k5 is saved. So, for instance, I mean, I don't exactly know what white would do in response. Probably something just like just n. Actually, it's not really a good double attack because m7 protects everything. But he didn't bother. I think red really just wanted to live at this point.
Yeah, I'm just.
So
I was just checking if any other after I3, which is a 3-stack, if any other 2 stacks were possible on the left, but they are not possible.
I mean, it looks to me like there's one area, one cell inside of white's zone. It's called F3 that's contested. But after white, if white plays F3, every single thing inside of white's zone is just controlled by white, and it'd be super hard for red to play any move that shifts the balance of control.
Yes, F3 is a good one. And it is so crazy how that far in the game, some of the lines, they're just completely not occupied. Like F3 is exactly, yeah, like the all line E is not occupied, and all line like D1, E2, how do you call this line? It does not have any stats.
Well, we get a chance to see some excitement. Let's see. Undo. I want to see what happens if
I mean, it is an exciting game.
Yeah, this is an extremely exciting game. What I'm saying is, as long as white doesn't play f3, then we have a chance. Maybe it's not so scary if red plays there instead. So say now red played f3. What red gets to do at this point? I mean, nothing really nice can be done. Red can like attack, but red doesn't get to do much unless because if red can then play f3 followed up by o12, but then white will just essentially
F3 and O12.
just block the whole line. So, but then maybe
That little corner on the bottom right.
I don't think it's enough points to win.
No.
Red can have all of that.
No, well, I don't know. It seems like the invasion in the top. I think you were right, but he decided even to go with a 2-stack, which is O12 is now. O12 is now possible, and now F3 is a 2-stack for red.
F3 is a 2-stack. If red, yeah. So if I was white, I would not be playing f3 at this point.
No,
That would
suicide.
that would be a
We'll
suicide move.
play N11.
Let's be honest. I would just be capturing things at this point. I would be capturing K5, O10,
Yes,
H2.
maybe maybe K5 is. I don't know. I think maybe it's not the time to capture K5,
No, probably not
but
the time.
it may get too late.
Here, all we need to do is play something simple like M10 and just deprive red of any sight in that area.
Yeah, and M10. Yeah. Okay. Or could you play L? No. Yeah. Something simple and clean.
Exactly. Because the thing is, Atari knows he's got a lot of points. Although we don't know what happens after red.
But this is not something to be misled by, the points, because I've seen so many times that this score just flips. I think E2 is actually good.
It's
I
the same.
like it because it
I
gets
don't
the
like it.
whole E line.
No. This move. Okay, it is cool because it goes into the left side too. But white didn't need to do that. And what it does not do, it does not deprive red the 2-stack on F3. Red can still do the 2-stack on F3. I mean, maybe it doesn't matter anymore, but it's not. It's just too annoying. Like, I just would like to not even allow that opportunity. One of the things I was going to say is, yes, you're right about the score, because we have not taken into account what happens when red captures on D9. This might make the score change a little bit, but not that much. Let's see. So, D2. Let's see what happens just if red captures. Now it'll be 77 to 89. So.
Yes, it will gain 5 points.
It's just not good enough. Oh, he does it though. He does exactly what I knew. He does it. He does because he can. As Dimitri would say, he does it because F you. That's why. No, but it really is Red's only. It is Red's biggest hope is to get a bunch of confusion going on in the center, multiple lines of sight coming into the center from now the right and the lower side. And Red's White's counterplay in the lower left is just not enough to compensate. So White needs to just nip this in the bud. Luckily, Red did not have additional lines of sight on F7. I would have.
Yes, I also checked that. I was like, this is dangerous, but F7 is still safe.
Yes, for now.
For now, it's just because everything below F7 is not occupied, but this is easily like a 3-stack from red on J8, which places it under attack. Then red would have to, or white would have to play something defensive.
I mean, if red did something like this.
Yes, I think F3 was really critical for red, and white could have prevented this, and that would have to be done. Now it is all. It's too late.
I actually don't think it's too late. I think that this last F3 looks semi-scary, but actually
no, N11 is a bit too late. Maybe not also too late because it is an attack on F3.
N11. It's not too late. Yeah, but definitely this should have been done first, but it's okay. White can do this.
Can red actually protect F3 now?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't see any way for red to protect. All I see is that red can protect red's own stacks on H2 by playing H3.
Yes, okay.
Even this is a bit shaky because even.
But now it's a 3-stack. It is like that term that I was using in the beginning, but now we don't really do it. Like squeeze that last potential of F3 and put a 3 stack somewhere on h3, let's say.
Exactly. You want to use these stacks for all they're worth, especially if they're gonna die. And I guess
Yeah.
this move was kind of buying time, but
Mm-hmm.
if he uses that to get a few more points, then I can see the value. Otherwise, it's probably just gonna die. I just don't see any moves to follow up after f3, even though it looked like okay, this is one. Okay, so where are we? Mm-hmm.
No, I think it will get Pigna some like more points.
Mm-hmm.
So at first we were thinking that maybe some of this territory will get 10 points, but now it depends on how he protects it. It actually can get him even how much? Let's say 10. If everything plays 10, 12.
I think you're
Do you
forgetting the
think it's
fact.
time? It's time to capture K5. I feel like it's time. I would be like capture.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I think you're forgetting the fact that it is. Oh, he didn't. Oh, I was thinking for sure he would play I4, but he didn't bother to play I4, even though the 3 stack that he just played can be captured.
Right.
So
Why?
what is going on here?
Don't know what's the plan. And after D9, nothing else is under attack, so it's not really starting
It's not.
start to put start to put White's territory under pressure.
Yeah, and there's not even any good way to attack
Yeah.
the 2 stack on B7 because of red.
Yes. Huh. Oh my God, he just captured. So that's the correct thing. To do. And before Atari captured H3, I was going to say that if you just look at the board from far away, it doesn't occupies a bigger territory than the rest, but this essentially is true. So it's sometimes a bit hard to assess like how big is the territory.
I don't know. If you look at the board without influence on, then yeah, it looks like really hard to tell who's winning. But if you look at the board with influence, it's a bit easier to tell. Especially influence with captures. Atari's editor is so cool.
Right.
So the
I think
invasion is bound to die
yeah,
now.
but why? Okay, so E8, I think it was definitely unnecessary because White could not really play there. So India needed to play somewhere, let's say N13. Play N13 and get to 3 more points, maybe.
Oh. E8 doesn't do anything.
E8 doesn't do anything. It is sort of like sealing, like when we do sealing in the end of the game. But still, there is some points when he can put pressure. Like N13 is something that will force Atari to reinforce. Force to reinforce,
Um,
right?
yeah. O13 N13, yeah, like these. Um, those would be like moves that affect the the influence on the board. This last move did not affect the influence at all, so basically it was like a free move for Atari.
Yes, because mm,
Nothing's going to change on the
yeah,
left. It's solid. It's locked in place. Everything is controlled now.
really.
Yeah, there's no contested areas on the left. Everything is settled.
Ah, on the left, yes. But so there are these two places on the right that needs attention,
Yes.
and after this, it will be decided. And so Atari doesn't really take that chance. He just captures.
He settles for 5 points in the uh, in the upper right.
Okay, so now the reinforcement starts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Pina got 3 more points. But that's you say not enough, right?
Mm-mm. So of course, I mean, if I was Atari, I would just reinforce.
Yes, yes, he should. But then for Pigna, K4, I think, yeah, okay. I mean, he lives. He has a little invasion. He has a little invasion in the top right position.
No, now the Atari can just capture on H2. So it's not only 5; it'll be 6 points for red. Oh, he doesn't capture
Why 6?
because he'll have 1 in the corner.
Wait, I didn't get where Atari played. Okay.
So now, if I were Atari, I would just
But
capture
why Atari didn't capture H2?
because Atari wanted to capture L5 instead. I guess I think it works out to be the same. This was a
In terms of final score, you mean?
no, in terms of the final score for locally in the upper right corner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I guess red has like a few moves to play, and so does white. But white can essentially. I feel like a real bad guy for being able to judge their game with the help of this editor. It makes everything so clear what is not clear on the board.
Yes. Yes, because it shows these hotspots that both player can have the same, like the stack of the same value.
Right.
I think it is too early to seal, but okay, they go for sealing. All right.
I think I missed a
Maybe
move.
they don't see. Maybe they don't see R11.
No, they're sealing, but they don't need to seal because it's already sealed. So if they were looking at this edited, they would realize that these are all pointless moves.
Okay. Did you decide with Miho about the tournament?
We should have a tournament, and Miha Miha learned from Carrie that they're not going to publish the uh, article very soon.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Why
So
is that? Because they were saying that were we actually late?
I don't think it was our fault. I think that they're just delayed for other reasons, or maybe it's our fault. I don't know, but nonetheless, the reality is they're going to have the final thing ready in about a month. And so there's no way that we are being late by a couple days delayed the whole thing by a month. I think they just because we weren't really late. We gave them the article in like before the end of that month.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the point is there's going to be a
Yes,
tournament.
so it means that there will be no advertisement of the tournament in the article. It will be too late, right?
Yeah, I mean it will be in the article, but we won't be able to take advantage of it very well. But if we have it in April sometime, and then maybe the article comes out, and then maybe sometime in April we start the tournament, then we still have a chance. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Okay. But I mean, if there are some people watching this stream and don't know about the tournament, there will be a tournament for Tumbleweed game in April, and they will have even the prizes for the new players. So we can encourage you guys who haven't tried to play the game and maybe don't go for the 8 size board in the beginning. Now on IGGC, the 6 size board is available and it's much faster because as you could see, this game was about 2 hours or so. No, 1 hour, 1 hour and a bit more. Um,
Wow, this was a
Great
great
game.
game. Great game. Yes,
Yes.
everybody played.
Atari, congratulations.
Huge
I
congratulations
was
to
biased.
Atari.
I was biased maybe a bit, but I'm really happy that Atari in the game.
For some reason, I thought for sure that Pigna was going to win because Pigna had this huge thing going on the left, lower left.
Right, it
But
was
then,
really scary.
but then it turned out Atari was slowly working his way to control all the rest of the board, and this was like something I almost suggested as a joke, but it was really what was going on, and it was awesome, super awesome to
Yes.
watch.
So Pina says that he should have invaded way earlier, and in the end, he was too concentrated. I don't think that this is too concentrated. This is actually, he put a very neat border. He didn't really have to spend many more moves to protect that border. But yeah, essentially his invasion didn't work. But I think invasion might have worked better.
What was the move where we were going to get B1? Let's go back and find that because that was the really crazy move to destroy. Yeah, so this is a little bit before, right? Here. Okay, right? Once we had B1.
Yeah.
47.
I cannot find 47. What? J1.
B1.
J4.
Yeah, remember?
Which move was it? What
So,
number?
Polina, do you remember on move 46, Atari moved G2, and Pina, we were like, oh, what if he plays B1, breaking the wing?
Yes.
So I think this maybe could have been the move that like just changed everything because then red also all of a sudden has a viable invasion possibly in the upper left corner as well.
That's true.
With Incente, I mean I believe it's Incente. And maybe I mean so what I'm thinking is that like even though Pina was saying that he was too overconcentrated, actually maybe he was not too overconcentrated and he could have just he maybe just missed some opportunity
Yes. Mm.
in the later part of the fight.
I do think that B1 would be a very strong move at that point. I think of course Atari would see the attack on K10. And of course he will block it. But yes, just by having a 2-stack on B1 would allow so many more cruel things happen.
He thinks
Like,
his crit. Wait, say that again. What? You think that you're?
Yeah, if B1 was a 2-stack, then all the edges like F1, like all the edges on first line of sight, on first line, and then also like B2 and B3, all will potentially get some territory.
Yeah, because B2 is also an attack in Sente, and B3.
Yes, but before, but at the same time, after B1, Atari could have just captured B4, and then all of this will not work.
Yeah, but then even just being able to play K10.
Shortly after.
K10 is also a double attack.
K10.
If after B1 and then Atari captures B4, and then Pina could then capture K10, and this would put a double attack on both K9 and on M12.
Yes, I think Atari should have put if B1 is in place, then K10 needs to be protected. And then after this, B4 can be just captured, like in one move, because B1 would not save B4. And after B1, there will be no other chance to save B4. So
Mm-hmm.
B4 is dead anyway.
Okay.
It's just a matter of time when is the correct time to capture.
Except B1, then Atari might defend here, then
On
B.
C2, let's say.
Okay, C2. Then we can play B3.
B3. Yes, B3 is nasty. B3 is nasty because it gives you like J3
Oh.
and like it reinforces the right part.
Oh, wait a minute. No, sorry. I meant B2.
And and so what?
Well, it captures D4.
D4 is under attack, but it's again very easily protected.
That's true. Okay, so
Protected, and it expands the territory of white, so it is not a danger.
okay, you're right.
So B3 is a bit maybe more dangerous, but again sealed very well. Like all the outcoming lines of sight are sealed really easily.
Yes. So, did we have any more comments in the chat?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, I think that
And
this was
Pigna says that he thinks his biggest error was on move 52, J5 capture.
that was maybe he thinks his biggest move was the right move right before that, right?
Like that he allowed that capture to happen, I guess. I should
Right.
have played A1 instead.
Let's see. So say instead of H2.
Instead of H2, A1.
I mean,
Yes, because A1 was contested at that point.
yeah, that was going to be a great move for red. I mean, it would just be nasty. Like I don't know if what it would lead to, but it would be annoying for white to deal with for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, once you play a move like that, you give yourself so many options. It's worth it.
Yes, I think A1 also definitely worth it. Yes, because it would allow like A7 and will give a little. But I think, these are still bits and pieces here and there. So it's not really cutting a big chunk of the board. It's like 3 stacks here, 4 stacks here. Eventually they may make a difference. But yes, it's
I mean, that's what I think. I do think that this accumulation of territory is piece by piece. And this is how Hootie beats me too. Like, I get this huge lead usually in the early middle game, and then somehow he just like inches his way back, and then he's winning every time by the end.
Okay. So, but what he does, he like eats you a little bit here and there, like taking away the contested tiles from you.
I mean, I don't know exactly like how he does it, but it's really annoying.
I see.
But
But
I think
that's what I like. Well, that's what I really like about Tumbleweed. That it will keep you like it will not let you relax till the very end because so many things can happen and just like the whole influence on the board can be changed.
yes,
It's very nice about this game that it is so um, like the situation until the very end you don't really know.
You never know, and then all of a sudden everything just crystallized.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, this game has this feature where sometimes I just wanted to repeat, like, because I can't stop thinking about it. How sometimes it feels like okay, there's like a move, like one move on the board, and then sometimes it's like there are any number of moves that all look equally good. And I think this is just psychological. It may not even be about like the game combinatorial, like the game theoretic value. It's just that like we perceive there to be one important move because we're thinking about certain things. But I think the bot who is slowly getting stronger might disagree with us eventually on these things.
Yes, but for example, in this game is like in the beginning, I think we were very easily predicting the moves because we knew that this was the best move
I don't know
because
if we
that
think
was
it's the best move or we just all think alike.
mm, that's the point. Okay, I mean, this would be interesting to see. I'm curious. I'm curious about these opportunities and new strategies that we haven't yet thought of.
Hmm.
So that would be very, very, very exciting to see.
Yeah. I think that I want to end the stream now, but because the game's over and we basically have been streaming for I don't know how long, but it's already 11. Uh,
Okay, but I think it was yes. Thank you very much for streaming.
yeah, this is we've been live for 2 hours. We I forgot to record our game on the 6x6, which was also awesome, by the way. And
But
we
we
should,
haven't finished it. But let's play another game,
mm,
6x6,
yeah,
soon.
definitely. And we missed the very first moves of Pigna and Atari, but we kind of did a small recap, and then we got all the rest, and it really went in a lot of crazy places. And now I'll stop recording because